All right. Let's check it out, boys. Super excited. So this is the new league.
In the Kurui Afterlife, the fallen chieftains of each tribe participate in a tournament called the Trial of the Ancestors. You will journey to the afterlife, assemble your own team, and enter the tournament to battle those chieftains and earn valuable rewards. As you play through areas in the Ancestor Challenge League, you'll find tradable silver coins. Using them will take you to the Kurui Afterlife, where you will encounter Navali, who you may remember from the Prophecy League. Each coin allows you to play a match of the tournament.
Oh, this sounds awesome.
You start the tournament with a basic team consisting of 3 warriors. The tournament is double elimination, meaning you're allowed to have 1 loss without consequence. A second loss eliminates you from the tournament.
You can just choose your
Team will
rewards?
compete against 10 other tribes, and you choose who you're going to challenge next out of the teams left in the tournament.
Dude, this is awesome.
When you start a match, you see the configuration of the enemy team and get to place your team of warriors on the battlefield to challenge theirs.
And you get to play too.
And your party of exiles
That's
will
so
play
cool.
alongside your warriors. So while this league does have many elements of an auto-battler, you're right there fighting alongside them. During a match, when a warrior dies, they respawn at their totem after a short time. If their totem is destroyed, then they are instantly killed and can't respawn. The team that destroys all of the opposing totems wins. If you're playing a hardcore character, though, don't worry. Hinokora, the goddess of death, is watching over you and will restore your soul to your body, so you can't permanently die in the afterlife. Like that. In the Trial of the Ancestors, strategy and tactics are key. Every unit has its own strengths and weaknesses that must be utilized to win matches. The turtle is really slow and really tanky. It's perfect for either defensive positioning to stop flankers or offensive positioning to tank hits for you if you're pushing through the middle. It's not great in the center or flank positions due to its slow movement speed. The Tuatara is a quick and deceptive unit, which is relatively well balanced for all positions. This version of the Tuatara has a stealth ability, which makes it perfect for the flanking position to sneak through enemy defenses and take out unprotected totems from the side. The Goliath of Might is a disruptor unit, and it's ideally placed in a center position to intercept enemies that are chasing you. You can also allocate it to defenses so that it disrupts enemies that are trying to kill your totems by stunning them. So in this match here, we've set up a Tuatara in a flanking position, a turtle on defense to guard our totems, and a Goliath to follow us as we attack up the middle. Our plan is to work with the Goliath to distract the enemy front line so the flanking Tuatara can get through and destroy some of their totems.
Okay. So do you have to eliminate them first and then the totem, or can you just eliminate the totem outright if it's there? Or do you have to eliminate the totem, then eliminate them so they can't, like, respawn? I guess we'll find out.
Teamwork.
Okay, so you just kill the totem.
Match, you earn favor and other rewards. I'll talk about the other rewards shortly. There are a lot. You
just
have a separate
rush
amount of
past
favor
and
with
kill.
each tribe, and you can spend it by talking to their chieftain to recruit warriors and purchase field items and equipment that your team can use. Each tribe has specific specialities. For example,
I wish this had
Hinokora's tribe
PvP.
manipulates life and death. Rongo Kurai's tribe is slow and tanky, with an emphasis on stuns and knockbacks. You can recruit warriors from many different tribes and mix and match them together into your team based on what you need. Field items are items that are placed on the battlefield and can be activated during the match to, for example, revive a warrior or heal your entire team. If a field item isn't consumed within a match, it persists on to the next match. But your warriors, their equipment, and your field items are all wiped between tournaments. You enter each tournament fresh.
Okay.
Your success in a tournament updates your overall ranking, which helps you in better rewards and subsequent ones. Speaking of rewards, let's discuss the good part, what you can earn for succeeding at the Trial of the Ancestors. You can tell this gets me excited. Okay.
I want to see the new
You get
uniques.
a reward as you win each round of the tournament, and these rewards are visible when you're selecting which tribe you want to play against. They'll help inform your decision, as some of them are regular rewards and some of them are exclusive new rewards you can only get from the Trial of the Ancestors.
So it's permanently changing your passives tree?
Where I can explain tattoos. Okay. The Ancestors reward you with special tattoos that are not applied to your skin, but they're engraved on your soul. This process can transform what your attribute skills on the passive tree do, basically the attribute highway nodes generally. The regular ones can only be applied to basic attribute skills and allow you to convert your tree's attribute highways into something more useful for you. For example, this one converts a small dexterity skill into movement speed. Each tribe has its own exclusive passive tattoos. This tattoo converts a small strength skill into additional fire resistance. This one converts a small intelligence skill into additional lightning damage. And this one converts a small strength skill into one that summons a minion when you take a savage hit from a unique enemy. But don't go overboard on the number of skills you convert with tattoos, as you'll probably need at least some of your attributes left to equip items. Each of the 10 tribes has an exclusive unique item that you can earn. These rarely show up as rewards for defeating that tribe in a match. Katava's Hunger is a unique majestic plate that you can earn by defeating the Katava tribe. As you can see, it grants an immense amount of life for a single item, providing you don't have any life on any other pieces of your equipment. While this is tricky to accomplish, it also frees up all those other potential life slots to be something else.
That's actually really cool. This is one thing I always love with PoE. They always come up with ideas that like people can make a build around an actual unique versus. I mean, I don't mean to complain about Diablo, but like it's just like there's so many Diablo uniques that are just absolutely worthless. But hello chat, hello Zachary. They only had 8 devs for this. Is that what you're saying? But okay, the PvP is what I meant for the PvP. By the way, chat is like I was talking about the PvP for like the newer mode. But anyways, let's go continue. But I just thought this was a really cool item.
Upside. This amulet is a unique item you can earn by defeating the Arohongui tribe. It has the powerful effect of causing your flasks to instantly recover life and mana whenever you're low. This could potentially be a powerful panic button, or maybe you want to build around permanently being on low life or mana, so all of your flask usage is instant. If you manage to win the entire tournament, you'll not only receive the reward for the final match, but Hinokora will also give you a choice of 3 additional... of 3 additional exclusive items. Let's have a look at some of the things you may be offered. First up, there are 4 unique items that exclusively come from Hinokora for completing the tournament. This belt, for example, lists a plethora of really powerful properties, both beneficial and detrimental. While you're wearing the belt, the property shifts around every 5 seconds. You never know what's going to happen next. Will you always crit, always evade, never evade? Maybe you're able to find some ways to build around the detrimental effects to create as much upside as possible.
That's what I was thinking. Because there are things where you can make it so like you can never take crits, basically, or crits don't take extra damage. So that one's not going to apply to you.
Has a selection of special, more advanced passive tree tattoos that you can only receive from her. This one transforms a 30 intelligence notable
limit to 1.
Increases the level
that's
of all of your
still
gems.
Good though. That's
You're
huge.
only on 1 copy of the specific attribute combination tattoo on a tree.
As long as these are tradable, this is awesome.
Hinokora can also award you with a new type of item called an omen. These are small items that sit in your inventory until a condition is met, at which point they are consumed and something happens. In this case, when you reach 25% life, your flasks are all replenished. Now don't worry, each player can only consume 1 omen per combat area, so you don't have any reason to fill your entire inventory with them.
So basically like charms, okay.
It's a portal on death. We made it for me. It won't try to save your life, but it will save you some time.
Okay.
This one grants you Soul Eater when you level up. It's definitely worth carrying around for that occasional
Wait,
massive
so
power boost.
it says the omen is consumed, meaning that like you never like it just poofs away, right? Or is it like it can be recharged? I'm assuming that when they say consumed, it's just like it's gone forever, right?
Omens are tradable but hard to get, so use them carefully. I shudder to think about how much this one is going to be worth in the presence of those incredibly rare unique weapons from 320. Now note, going off script again here, back in the day, when we had stuff like the Prophecy and so on that let you upgrade to rare forcibly on a specific base type, we had to block the good items by putting crap uniques on the, sorry, I meant upgrade to unique. We put crap uniques on that base type so that you couldn't get it every time. Well, we stopped doing that, so a lot of the uniques that were upgraded in 320 are just the only thing on the base type. So items like this let you deterministically get something quite valuable.
That's so good for SSF.
The most exciting one, though. Finally, Hinokora can offer you a lock of her hair. This is a very special currency item that lets you foresee the result of using another currency item to craft something.
Wait, what?
This means, for example, you can know whether it's worth exalting your item because you'll know exactly what the outcome is. Hinokora's lock will slot into your crafting pipeline with powerful consequences. The Trial of the Ancestors offers a wide selection of valuable new rewards as you complete matches and tournaments. We really look forward to seeing what strategies you develop for building, equipping...
This is mind-blowingly cool.
...your tribe. So that's the new Challenge League, but Path of Exile expansions contain more than just a new league every 3 months.
Okay, I want to see this.
We also augment Path of Exile
New items.
game and shift the metagame with new gems and balance changes. This expansion is
Oh yeah, show us the gems,
I'm going to
man.
explain the other changes in a medium amount of detail. I'm conscious that we have both new and existing players. For new players, I'm going to try to include some extra content to help make the changes more understandable. You can find out all the detail in the patch notes and other information we'll be posting in the few weeks before release. Let's start with how the Trial of the Ancestors expansion expands Path of Exile's endgame. In December last year, we released an expansion called The Forbidden Sanctum, which introduced the Sanctum Challenge League. This league was a roguelike game set within Path of Exile where you would randomly explore a randomly generated sanctum one room at a time, alongside your regular play. You'd pick which rooms you wanted to explore out of several options and accumulate beneficial boons and detrimental afflictions that made your run easier and harder, respectively. Not only did Sanctum work really well as a league, but it also had the potential to be added to Path of Exile as part of its core endgame content, alongside systems like mapping, delve, and heist. Well, in this expansion, the Forbidden Sanctum is back.
Okay. Sanctum to core. I want Ultimatum to core. I'm hoping they're going to announce that. That'd be huge.
I've really been looking forward to this one. We're reintroducing the Sanctum as core content in Path of Exile's endgame.
We'll play Remnant
Initially
too.
meet Divinia, the Sanctum NPC, in Act 10. Sanctums are now tradable items that you can find while playing maps in the endgame. A forbidden tome represents a whole floor of the Sanctum, and its rooms can be played back-to-back, or you can take breaks between them and do something else if you choose. Upon successfully completing that Sanctum floor, the next floor is generated as a tradable item with all of the state of your Sanctum run built in. This means that the item stores what boons and afflictions you had, what rewards you've locked in, and how much resolve you have left. You can then either play this floor or trade it to someone else if it feels more beneficial. For example, let's say you manage to lock in a really valuable reward. The example here is the Mirror of Calandra, but you'll also notice that
it's going to be super hard, right?
It doesn't work on the board. Okay, 1 resolve.
Oh, you have 1 resolve?
This is an example.
1 HP.
A massive pile of dangerous afflictions and only 1 resolve. If you don't feel capable of completing the rest of the Sanctum from this point, then it would normally be a write-off, right? If you gave this to me, no way am I getting that mirror. But you can now trade the Sanctum state to someone else who is willing to pay for the chance to earn the mirror.
That's crazy.
And it's, you can look at expected value in economics, right? It's worth some percentage of that mirror. So you trade it for like 5 chaos to someone, they run it, and lose
5? No.
Your relics, which act as passive bonuses within the Sanctum, are locked in for the run when you start the first floor and can't be changed for the rest of the run. Speaking of relics, they're now tradable and have been rebalanced around this. To those of you wondering, we have decided against bringing back sanctified relics for now. A complete Sanctum run now requires killing the final boss, Lycia, in both her first and second form. She will always drop a unique relic, and these have been reworked and replaced as we rebalanced everything. An important aspect of the new Sanctum balance is that your primary defenses now have some effect on protecting your resolve.
This is cool.
Your armor allows you to mitigate resolve loss, and your evasion grants you a chance to avoid resolve loss entirely, a lot like how armor and evasion work.
Okay.
Your energy shield grants you Resolve Aegis, which is a mechanic that works similarly to how energy shield behaves for life. In light of the new defensive opportunities,
Aegis are by far the best.
Challenge League, we've rebalanced the difficulty of Sanctum, especially in later floors, and have worked to add more monster and room variety to runs. We've added new boons and afflictions themed around the new defensive mechanics, and have rebalanced many of the other ones. Like other optional endgame systems that involve tradable items, players who don't want to play Sanctum can trade their Sanctums to other players in exchange for an item or currency that benefits them more. Successful Sanctum play can generate a lot of rewards. It'll potentially be possible to build characters dedicated to Sanctum running and just farm Sanctums repeatedly in order to profit.
That's cool.
Sanctum isn't the only improvement that Trial of the Ancestors brings to Path of Exile's endgame. We're also introducing 16 new Atlas Keystone passives to the Atlas passive tree. As a quick summary for new players joining us, the Atlas tree is a system that allows you to customize your endgame experience in Path of Exile. As you complete different maps, you gain skill points that can be allocated in the tree. You could use these points to modify the behavior of different content you encounter in endgame maps to make it more difficult or more rewarding, or to behave entirely differently. The system allows you to double down on the content you enjoy and avoid content you don't. Keystones are really impactful passives that totally change how endgame systems behave. Usually they're Usually they have an element of give and take and require you to come up with new strategies to take advantage of them. Each of these 16 new Atlas Keystones changes how you might interact with Path of Exile's endgame. Let's have a look at some of them now. We will reveal the rest of them before the release of Trial of the Ancestors in a few weeks. Extreme Archaeology completely changes how you play expedition encounters. Instead
200%.
of placing a series of regular explosives, you now place one gigantic explosive. Every single chest or monster in the blast radius is affected by every remnant in that radius.
Oh man, that's gonna be so hard. That's cool though.
Speaker of the Dead makes it so that tormented spirits can possess you rather than possessing monsters.
Oh.
Boosting your stats instead. While possessed, you can touch monsters just like a spirit can, making them stronger and more rewarding. It's kind of getting silly at this point, isn't it? Blight is like a tower defense minigame inside Path of Exile. The Cassia's Pride Keystone makes it so that Blight monsters take significantly less damage from players and significally more damage from Blight
that could be
towers.
pretty
This
cool.
basically lets you go all in playing it like an actual tower defense game.
I actually might do that next league. That sounds like fun.
Lucid Dreams makes it so that Val's side areas in your maps are no longer corrupted, meaning that you can use currency items to change their mods. That's right. When you encounter a Val side area, the Keystone lets you craft it.
Okay. It's kind of cool.
Yeah, so we rebalanced the side area mods, we've improved reward outcomes, and we've made the downside mods a bit more punishing, just to make it interesting if you try to go for the good outcomes. You may also rarely encounter a unique Val side area.
Oh, okay.
Destructive play makes it so that the Maven will summon between 1 and 3 extra random map bosses when you are fighting witnessed map bosses. This keystone is analogous to the Eldritch Altar keystones that make those influences more difficult but more rewarding. There are another 11 new keystones that we'll reveal over the next few weeks. Together, these 16 keystones mean that regardless of how you enjoy your maps, you'll have plenty of new ways to play Path of Exile's endgame in this expansion. And I should note, in the initial draft of the keynote, I painstakingly went through every single keystone. It took like 10 minutes. But we'll put them in the news to save you some time here. In the Trial of the Ancestors expansion, we're shifting Path of Exile's metagame in several ways. The first is by introducing 14 new support gems, which are designed to take existing categories of skills and provide entirely new ways to play them. For full information, check the final gem hovers when we post them in the next few weeks. Let's have a look at a handful of these support gems.
So there's no new
now.
actual skill gems, just supports?
In Path of Exile, War Cries usually buff your party but don't directly hurt monsters. The Corrupting Cry support gem turns War Cries into damage-dealing skills by making them inflict corrupted blood on monsters affected by the War Cry or by your attacks that it exerts.
Okay. It's kind of like a Nova build, right?
The Returning Projectiles support gem causes projectiles from supported skills to
That's
return,
actually good.
piercing all targets but dealing a little less damage.
Okay.
I think there's another example.
So are they gonna nerf Vengeance Cascade? Or, I mean, either way, it's fine. Ooh, that's a Molten Strike.
Support gem
That looks
causes
good.
Minions created by supported gems to gain adrenaline, critical strike chance, and critical strike damage for a duration after they're first summoned. So you've got to work out a way to keep refreshing your minions, and it makes them a lot more powerful.
Okay.
The Flamewood support gem causes totems to trigger projectile mortars at enemies that hit them. This is particularly synergistic with totems that can taunt enemies, such as Decoy Totem, or one of the new Chieftain Ascendancy skills that I might talk about shortly. The Sacrifice support gem works on spells that you either cast yourself or through totems. These spells now sacrifice a percentage of your current life, or the totem's life, to gain additional chaos damage based on how much life was sacrificed. The Frigid Bond support gem affects Link skills and causes a
This is cool.
Enemies caught in the beam are chilled and are dealt cold damage over time. This creates a new tool for a cold damage over time build requiring strategic placement of both
Dude, this is
yourself
way
and
too
your
cool.
allies.
Okay, we have to make
I
that.
mentioned
We have
this
to
when it
make
gets
that.
silly. The Locust Mine support gem looks OP and affects attack skills that use bows and wands. Instead of directly using the supported skill, you throw mines in an arc that use that skill for you, targeting your location when you detonate them.
Oh, you have to
In
download them.
addition to these gems,
Still
there
kinda
are
cool,
another
though.
7 that we'll be revealing over the next few weeks.
Okay. That's
In addition
pretty
to
cool.
the 14 new support gems, our balance work for the Trial of the Ancestors involved us revamping 2 Ascendancy classes. These are the subclasses that you can specialize in as you play through Path of Exile's campaign. Each main character class has 3 Ascendancy classes available. In the last expansion, Crucible, we overhaul the Pathfinder and Saboteur. This time, it's the Guardian and Chieftain, which are specializations of the Templar and Marauder, respectively. While we were very happy with the theme of the Guardian, it was falling behind the power level and popularity of other Ascendancy classes. Our changes in this expansion have modernized the class and will present you with more relevant build opportunities than before. Brace yourself. Okay. Path of Exile 102. Harmony of Purpose can power up parties using link skills. Time of Need now completely cleanses and heals you every 4 seconds. Radiant and Unwavering Crusade both fully embrace the Holy Summoner theme by giving you access to some exciting new types of minions that are exclusive to this Ascendancy class. We have
Time
this
of Need and
picture on the
Petrified Blood
announcement
seem pretty
page,
cool.
pathofexile.com/ancestor for you to scrutinize. Next.
Oh, okay. Well, that's fine. We'll just continue
While
watching
the
it.
Guardian's revamp was similar to that of the Pathfinder, the Chieftain has received the Saboteur treatment. To be honest, we were unhappy about many aspects of this Ascendancy class in its old form, and so we have completely redesigned it. You can play it now. It's basically an entirely new Ascendancy class with the same name and art and a new way of approaching its themes. Its new skills let you, among other things, cause enemies to explode, turn off enemies' fire resistance while you're stationary,
5%
convert
chance,
passive
though.
skills to apply to fire damage, and have your fire resistances apply to your cold and lightning resistances. I'll just give you a second more to read. All right, that's on the site too. for you to check out.
I'll
It's pretty
cover
powerful now.
I'll cover it eventually like on another video because I don't want to like
To
pause because this is
celebrate
going to
the
be
release of
long.
The Trial of the Ancestors, we'll be hosting a boss kill event. To enter, create a hardcore solo self-found character in the Ancestor League and race to kill all 7 Uber Pinnacle bosses on the same character. Note that unlike the last event we ran, this one is not a ruthless event. We'll post more information about
good.
the event and its prizes in the news before release. Best of luck to everyone. For the Ancestor Challenge League, we're launching 2 new series of supporter packs, the Shade and Disciple packs.
Oh, this is
Each
like
tier
basically
contains
rounding
the
it off
pack's
then?
full face value and points, alongside several exclusive microtransactions. These packs are only available for the duration of the Ancestor League and will leave the store forever when it ends. As always, the microtransactions in these packs are purely cosmetic and do not affect the character's power or progression in any way, despite how cool they look. The Shade series of supporter packs contains 6 exclusive microtransactions. All right, the sarcophagus back attachment imprisons an unspeakable evil that struggles to break free. Nearby monsters send it into a frenzy, and enemy deaths provide it with souls to feast upon.
Okay, I want to see if there's any more, or is it just going to be
The
cosmetics?
Stygian
Yeah,
waypoint
it looks like it's just going to be
shackles visitors
cosmetics.
To your hideout in chains, yourself included. These chains are just
Okay,
cosmetic.
so I'm gonna let this still play because like you can just see the cosmetics, but I wanted to round off my like thoughts on this league. So being able to position your stuff there, I like that idea. Again, it's like an auto battler, and I think that that's really cool that they showed off that you can see the rewards like immediately before even selecting who you challenge. So I'm guessing the more difficult ones will have better loot, and therefore it's. You know, I still want Ultimatum, and unfortunately, they said like I think it was like 2 leagues ago that it's coming back in some way, and we never got it. I know that they have the thing where you can consume it and like you can go to the area, but I just want it as like a in-game league mechanic. That looks pretty cool. That decoration, but this is pretty much I guess rounding it off in terms of the content here. It's just going to show off some skins, but I'm still interested in this league, and as far as like what I plan to build, I'm thinking anything with taunt could be really good. Any totem builds could be very strong. It depends on how the things react to other summons, because that could be pretty big, because of course you have all of these totems, and I guess maybe mines could be a good option. You just set up a bunch of mines, maybe run like double 6 links a mine plus something else. I don't know if there's a certain like range at which your skills are not going to be active, or totems or something like that. But I think that the league idea is pretty cool as an auto battler. I was hoping that they would make it so it was PvP. I think this would be like one of the coolest leagues is if it had PvE, but if it had PvP with the system of the auto battler, and you had even greater rewards towards like the very far end of the game. That would have been a really cool thing to add as well. But I think the league is looking, okay. It's got new currencies that we can mess around with, and I will definitely be playing it. In terms of what I plan to build, right now it's too early. I like to always play with newer gems. Last time we played with like the Vault Eye Shot, Vault Lightning Arrow, those are two really cool things that got added in. And as long as they don't nerf Vengeance Cascade, but they mentioned that there's another support gem that like lets things return, but obviously that's taken up as support gem. They even said it was going to give you less damage. I'm guessing on maybe like his return. We'll have to wait and see what it actually has. They said next week or something like that we'll upload it, and I'll update you guys on that. But let me know, guys, what you think of the brand new League announcement, and subscribe if you guys want to see it. We'll do like a full walkthrough playthrough as well as like some video guides in the future. But I'll catch you guys in the next one.